Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got one lined up for you this morning, ladies and gentlemen. The SEC has a Trojan horse in the digital asset space again. And I have another question. Why is that Trojan horse backed by the Communist Party of China? Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, the market is $1.07 trillion. It's up 1.7%. Good morning, everybody. Bitcoin, 25,000 plus right now. 1,600 plus for Ethereum. Tether market cap, 83.3 billion plus. 46 cents for XRP. We're off by 11.9%, ladies and gentlemen. I got to make a note of that. Good gracious day. 11.9% on the 7-day. Oh my goodness. Well, let's hope that turns around soon. But until it does, take a look at this very quickly. This is the Digital Perspective Mastermind group. Lots of people are coming in and finding out what we already know. This is the place to come. This is your learning curve. You cannot keep up with everything. The markets are going crazy. We've got the tools in here to help you become the kind of investor you want to be for your family, for your wealth. How to not just get your wealth, but protect it and grow it and maintain it. That's what we're doing inside of this group. And if you're interested in private equity and non-accredited, we have opportunities for you in this group. There is a special offer right now, one-time offer, and the door will close on this. I promise you that. You can come in and check this out. Make the investment in yourself. You are going to be glad you did. I tell you that. Let's get started, everybody. We'd say when, shout out to him and the XRP Labs crew. He says here, he shares the notice. Binance is leaving the Netherlands. He says the only legal way to offer crypto service in the Netherlands is by registering with the regulator. Perfectly possible. Others, including our own XRP Labs, did so. Exploring alternative avenues equals finding ways around playing by the rules. See, there it is, right? It's very simple, but for a lot of people, they just want to take shortcuts. You know, I'm reminded of a phrase, if I could share it here real quickly. Wallace Wattles from Science of Getting Rich and a few other books he's done has absolutely been pivotal in me reinventing and changing my life. And I can tell you, I'm reminded of people don't become successful by doing certain things. People become successful by doing things in a certain way. And that's stuff we're talking about every day inside of that group. Make sure you check it out. Ripple versus SEC. Pro lawyer says Hinman did not tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Oh boy, he's got trouble here. We're talking about the one and only John Deaton. He took to his page and said, Hinman deposition. He did not tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'll explain and prove it in the near future. Well, until he gets out all the details to do that, I want to share this with you. Here's one place he didn't really tell the truth here. He said, John Deaton says, according to the transcript, Stuart Alderati was present and listening during the Hinman deposition. I found the moment where he spit out his coffee. Hinman quoted here, with respect to Ethereum, one of the things that was somewhat compelling was it was fairly transparent. Cue spitting coffee. Well, we know that that's not the whole truth. That's for sure, right? What about those disguised whales there, William? Old Billy? Yeah. And Hinman was not truthful during the deposition, specifically when replying to the question whether he had communications with anyone other than SEC staff about the substance of his remarks in June 2018 speech before he gave it. Hinman said no. Oh boy. This is what he said. If we take a look at this here, let me find it. I had it circled here. Let's see. It is rate. Well, you know what? Let me just grab this real quick. So it says here, after the controversial documents widely publicized legal battle between Ripple and the United States Securities Exchange Commission finally became public, John Deaton has dissected the details of the deposition that took place a few years ago, and he did give the speech. We all know ETH was not a security and caused more confusion in the cryptocurrency market, but despite his own team advising him against it, it says 3 years later, we get the deposition long before Judge Annalisa Torres ordered the September 29, 22 to produce the email documents. He says, according to the lawyer, Hinman was not truthful during the deposition, believing the files would never become public, specifically when replying to the question whether communications with anyone other than the SEC staff about the substance of his remarks in June 2018 speech before he gave it, and Hinman said no. And we know that that is not truthful, because he absolutely actually talked to other SEC officials. Hell, he even called Vitalik Buterin. Well, it doesn't get any better than that, does it? Well, he didn't call anybody at Ripple to find out, though. He didn't call anybody at another project or anything to find out any questions, right? Oh, it stinks. It stinks almost as bad as this, ladies and gentlemen, because I believe that this guy here, Mr. Kaplan, is quite possibly the new version of SBF, Sam Bankman Fraud 2.0 here. I believe this is an SEC Trojan horse. Let me explain very quickly. Prometheum was awarded a SPBD, a special purpose broker dealer license, which is what all the exchanges want, but none of them can get. You know who the other guy who got one? Sam Bankman Fraud. He got one. Second largest donor of the Democratic Party got the guy who's running the SEC to give him a special purpose broker dealer's license too. And we know what happened to that company because it was a dumpster fire and everybody could see it except Mr. Blind Goldman Gensler, right? Well, now we got this guy with Prometheum who's got a special broker dealer's license here, who appears to be a Trojan horse for the SEC. He was revealed in congressional hearings to have China and communist ties, and I'm about to show them to you here. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get to that. But before I do, I want to show you that Blockchain Association, shout out to Jake Travinsky and the crew, has filed a request with the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, FOIA request, that is, ladies and gentlemen, seeking information about the formerly little-known crypto company Prometheum and how it got that license. Oh, we like it. When this space starts working together, ladies and gentlemen, there is no stopping everybody here when we all come together and unite like we're doing right now. Don't let FTX 2.0 happen under your nose. The CCP affiliation with Prometheum should have been a non-starter. Why did Gary Goldman Gensler give them that license? Take a listen.
That's troubling because, you see, this is exactly how the Chinese work their way into our various companies in this country. Mm-hmm. They see an opening because there's a need there for the company to grow, for money, for expertise, for technology, and they're standing there with their hands out, being willing to add that to the portfolio or give to whatever you want to do here. And as a result, then they've got their hands on you. It's very disturbing to see that that's what's going on here. So I'm just worried that this is a situation, and here we have the SEC getting you one of the first digital asset security broker dealer's license. It's where's the SEC on this? I'm wondering. But anyway, I see my time is getting short. With that, Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back. That's troubling because, you see, this is
it
exactly
is troubling, but that didn't know I got. For you. Take a listen to this clip.
In the United States?
Okay, your headquarters is here, your data is stored. It's not stored anywhere in China.
Not at all, sir.
Okay, you had a designation as a digital asset security broker dealer, and as such, you have a lot of person identifiable information on your clients, do you not?
Correct.
Okay, does any of that information or any of the technology have does the Chinese have any access to that at all at this point?
Absolutely not, sir. I want to point out Prometheum is an American-born, bred, and controlled company, and basically no foreign influence or control over Prometheum is had to any of its systems, its code, its servers, or its customers' data.
Well, I'm glad.
Well, listen to what he gets asked now then, because he's going to ask him a very important question. Then why are they invested in you at all if they don't have any control over anything? Take a listen.
You could read that, but that doesn't impress me because I sit on a committee, and I can tell you any company that is either owned by or are involved with the Chinese Communist Party and or government is influenced by them. That's the only way they operate.
That's the only way they operate, and that is a fact, Jack.
And so what safeguards have you got in place to make sure they don't get anything that's in your company?
Sir, we both had a CFIUS inquiry and an SEC investigation where we were required to give all communication.
So what benefit do the Chinese then involve themselves in your company? If they can't access it, if they can't access information, they can't access your technology, what's the benefit of them investing in your company?
Well, one is to speculate. Well, they were given a SPBD, a special purpose broker dealer license by old Goldman Gensler. Now, why would he do that?
The belief in the business idea that digital assets are securities and need to be properly regulated as such and traded on intermediaries that are properly registered under the securities laws.
So not only is his company Prometheum in line with that all digital asset security or digital asset securities for digital assets, but he also is in sharing his opinion here. It appears that CCP believe that too. And apparently the SEC doesn't have a problem with the people like the CCP backing him because he's more worried about accomplishing his agenda of taking control of this digital asset space. Now listen to this quick clip here.
Please recognize for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to quote from an article in the Wall Street Journal last week entitled, "Crypto Communism Has a New Meaning. China seeks to infiltrate the U.S. financial system, and SEC and FINRA seem oblivious." And in this article, it talks about Prometheum as an American company, but according to SEC filings, is a strategic partner and joint venture with Shanghai Wansheng Blockchain Incorporated and its affiliate Hashkey. The former company is a spin-off of Wansheng Group, which has deep ties to the Chinese Communist Party. Wansheng Group was founded in 1969, and the founder passed recently. In an official press release commented that the comrade always listened to the party and followed the party. That group is now led by that gentleman's son, Lu Wangding, and the press release is almost identical by saying that he will carry forward the practice of the deceased founder and always listen to the party and follow the party. I can tell you from being on the Chinese Select Committee, that is a chilling statement when we have an American company that's in bed with the Chinese. Mr. Kaplan, what percentage of your company is owned by a Chinese entity?
I think approximately 20%.
20% of it. How much influence do they have over your company?
They have the same rights as other shareholders.
How much access do they have to intellectual property?
Wang Zheng has no access to any Prometheum code or technology or system, server, or customer data.
If they're on the board of directors and have access to all your data from the standpoint of being an investor, how do you answer that question like that?
The bylaws were changed in the filing that was filed with the SEC on November 2021, and they basically limit who has access to data, including directors.
He does not deny that this is a CC-backed China play. He just simply says that they don't have access to the data. We took the money. He doesn't say, no, you're wrong, Representative. No, he doesn't say any of that, does he? Because it isn't false. It's accurate. Something is very wrong here, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm telling you, we are a nation lost if this is the new way business gets done in this country. Very quickly before we get out of here, I don't want it to go too long and get on my soapbox this morning. Let's take a look at what's going on with Egg Crypto talking about the XRP charts here. He says, I need to go through the advantages of utilizing the Super Guppy indicator. He says, one, it's helpful to identify prevailing market trends using multiple moving averages. Color code signals make it easy to spot trend changes and potential trading opportunities. It adjusts its sensitivity to market conditions, reduce false signals during high volatility. It combines moving averages from different time frames, providing a comprehensive market view. It can identify potential support resistance levels based on moving averages. However, cycle 1, red is 518. He says silver 112, red 63, and green 462. Cycle 2, 525, silver 119, red NA, and green 406. We'll get into all of these if you look at this. So Looking at this, these are days and bars and time spans that he's showing us here, right? Cycle 1, you could see cycle 2, 525 days, right? And then here we're looking at this. We are 518 days inside here, and he's showing in and showing a window of opportunity through these green bars that we need to pay attention to. It could actually round out right here, or it may go further to here. So we're going to pay attention to this and watch this window here. November 23 and then into 24. That's a window we want to watch. And you know what? We know in history past that 2017, 2018 at the end of the year saw a bull run and a spike. And what we're looking at here is potential information that could indicate some kind of a possible breakout during that window as well. Nothing is guaranteed, and we certainly need to see some fundamental news, I believe, to show us how the chart's really going to move. But you know what? We are very grateful for Egg Rag Crypto and all the TA people in this space. Not financial advice from me, him, or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. We got to save this nation, ladies and gentlemen. Do not let this go unnoticed. This is not a small matter about this guy right here. Let's look at him. Not him, but let's look at him and see him again one more time. There he is. This guy right here has acknowledged taking CCP China money and trying to define a difference in some way, because he's saying they don't have a right to share over the business decisions and personal data. But they're board members, so of course they have power. I'll catch all of you on the next one.